everyone, and welcome to our Woman Who Inspires series. I am Sreshtha Tewari. I am a motivational speaker and wholeness guide, and I am just extremely passionate about mental freedom for women, helping understand what they go through, why they are going through it, and the power behind those emotions that we see as negative. In this series, the purpose of it is just that, to help women understand that our negative emotions or the things that we feel, that push toward is really what would get us to where we want to be on our spiritual journey, or that place of maybe more happiness and, of course, mental freedom. So today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Kerine Farmer. She is a fitness professional specializing in personal training and group fitness instruction. Even before the pandemic, Kerine had international clients and used to do her training virtually. So the pandemic just sort of ushered in a bigger phase of more virtual classes and PT, but this is something that she has been doing for quite some time. Academically, Kerine has a Bachelor's of Science in Economics and Management of Business. And of course, she has a diploma in personal training. So welcome to our series, Kerine. Thank you so much for being a woman of inspiration. Is there anything you would add to that introduction?
Hi, Sreshtha. Thank you so much for such a glowing introduction. I wouldn't have anything to add to that. I'm good.
Okay, so Kerine is going to tell us her story about how she became a fitness professional. So the floor is yours, Kerine. Tell us your story.
Well, fitness for me started when I was 19, literally 19 years old. And I have this kind of funny story that kind of pushed me into fitness because, like, I just remember being in UE and just wanting to get a fitness routine going. And nobody would come with me. I wanted company. You know, a lot of times you want to start something new and you just never have company, you know? And so I was like, if I wait until somebody comes with me, I'm never going to go. So I joined the gym by myself one day, and I used to begrudgingly go. You know, I would go and I would just spend 20 minutes on the elliptical, and that was literally my entire workout. I mean, when you think about what I do now, it's insane. But what really pushed me to that was I remember someone seeing me on the Shogunus main road, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, how are you getting so fat?" And I mean, the funny thing is, like, I mean, it's not like I was so put off by it, but like I did know that I was gaining weight, and I did know I had to do something about it. So, you know, there was that push. Because I mean, most of us, a lot of times, we start to get into fitness mostly for vanity reasons. So that was my reason as well, right? So I started doing my regular 3 days a week, and then I don't know, like over a few years, that just suddenly morphed into something else. I started weight training. And it became a situation where everybody knew me in the gym. I had all these friends in the gym, and fitness just became a really huge part of my life. I never considered a career in fitness, like ever, like, because my parents always used to be like, you know, you have to do something, I guess, more academic. You know, the traditional mindset about how you make money in this country. It's more about, is either you become something in the corporate world or something like that. And so I definitely was moving along those lines because both that is what my parents did. So if I were to tell any one of my parents, please pay for a degree in kinesiology or something, they would look at me as though I was crazy. So I never thought, you know, that was a direction that I could go in. So I went on to UE, I did my degree. And then I ended up working in the corporate environment. And I was a square peg in a round hole in there for years. Like, I don't know how to describe it more than just to say that I just felt like I had not a whole lot to contribute in that environment. I always felt like a weak link. It was very challenging for me to find a place where I felt like I was doing a good job, or really part of the team, or I was just always struggling. And I never really, I mean, it's only now in retrospect, when I look back now, I realize I really did not like the corporate environment. I don't like the politicking. I don't like having to answer to a boss. I just little own way, you know. I just like answering to myself. And it took me a really long time, I would say, to really figure out those aspects of myself, my personality, understanding that it's okay to realize that a job is not the right fit for you. It took me a really long time to really digest the fact that, hey, you are in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Having realized that in 2016, I felt really compelled to well, there was a lot of talk in the company that I was working for that they were going to shut down and all of that. So that was probably part, I guess, maybe in my mind, wanting to kind of prepare myself. And I just kind of felt like it's now or never. I mean, I had previous certs in fitness that I had done online previously, but just out of my, not necessarily wanting to join the industry, but just wanting to educate myself. But so I did those things online, and that was like in 2010, 2011. But then this time it meant a bigger sacrifice for me. It meant having to take time off from my job, leave the country, and pursue this. And people were like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Why would you be in a corporate environment as a business analyst doing something and then go and learn about personal training? Why would you do that? Like that. Even when I went for my visa at the embassy, the guy who was handling my visa, when he saw where I was working and what I was going for, he was like, why would you do that? So, I mean, it's so funny because everybody's response was, why would you do that? And I had a lot of like, what's the word? Trepidation, I guess you would want to call it, about the decision I had made. I never questioned it. I felt like that was the best move for me, but like, there was so much doubt and there was a lot of fear, but I just felt like, and I had a life coach at the time, and he was actually one who kind of really helped me pull that fear and just, hey, just go for it. Just go for it, you know? And I mean, I would really want to say that if it wasn't for my life coach, I really would not have made that decision to leave my child here for 5 months and go across there by myself and all of that stuff. But the thing is, when I got there, I was so convinced I had made the right choice, because like it was the most awesome experience to spend 5 months doing something that I just loved. Like every morning I woke up, I was so excited to do everything that I had to do. I was acing all my exams without any problem. Every day was a day that I totally look forward to. And it was such an eye-opening experience, because when I was back home and I had to wake up to go to work, the feeling was the complete opposite. You know, it was like a really soul-sucking experience every morning to wake up and get dressed and not want to spend 8 hours in that environment at all. So when I had that time to be around all these like-minded people and be in an environment where I'm doing something I love every single day, it just lit me up. It made me extremely happy. And I knew, right, like having had that experience, like probably like about a couple weeks in, I knew that this is where I was going. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I just knew that when I went back home, at some point, I am going to be working in the fitness industry. That's what I was going to be doing. So I spent this really awesome time across there. I got my diploma. I got like I said, I left there with really awesome grades. So when I came back, I started teaching lunchtime fitness classes where I used to work. And I mean, honestly, like that used to be one of my main highlights. Like there were times when I wouldn't want to go to work. And then I remember, oh, I have that class to teach lunchtime, so I'm going. I mean, like if any of my old coworkers see this, they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe she said that. But I mean, that's literally how I felt. Like there were literally times where I wanted to stay home. I wanted to call in sick. And then I remembered I had that class. And things went on like that for a while. And then eventually the company shut down. And guess what? I don't have a job anymore. That job that I was struggling to let go of and I was afraid to let go of, because I felt like, how do you leave a job that has a permanent salary that you get every month and that stability? Like I was afraid to leave that. But the decision was made for me. So that's how I ended up where I am. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's been an easy job. I mean, COVID really threw a spoke in a lot of what I had accomplished during that time where I was building myself up. But I mean, even despite those challenges, I'm immensely happy. Like every single day I wake up and I still look forward to serving clients. I still look forward because this is what I live for. Like, and I don't think at any point in time there's ever a time when I regret the decision to move into this position, because I feel like it is really something that wakes me up every day and it makes me excited to live my life. No matter what else is going on in my life, I have my fitness and I have my clients that I serve, and I feel so good about the work that I do for them. So this has been a really good grounding point for me, and it has been a good place for me to feel good about my life regardless of what else has been happening. So that's how I've ended up here, and that's my story.
Yes, and it is such a powerful story in terms of you really epitomize what going after mental freedom looks like, right? Listening to what your inner being is telling you you're most passionate about. And then when you are within that environment, even though it may not be serving you the same financial stability as your job would, just being in the environment when you went for that training, it spoke to you so much and you were so much more happier than when you were working. It really speaks to the difference between success or monetary success and fulfillment, because we have so many people who they are successful, they have the nice things, they have a lot of money, they may have what people regard as being successful, like the cars or the house or a boat.
Yeah.
But then deep down inside, they hate their life, or they have nobody to speak to, or they don't like the work that they do. And you just really went after what your heart is speaking to. I mean, you could hear it fully in your voice and how you speak
Yeah.
about it. And sometimes the universe just lines things up for us, because everybody was wondering, why are you going after this when you already have this really good, well-paying job and it's stable? And then the universe said, well, okay, we're going to shut this down just for you. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't,
Yeah.
but that helped you let go of being afraid of giving up that job and just going into your own path. And everyone has challenges, whether you're working in the corporate world or whether you have your own business. We will always have challenges, because that is what makes us grow. But to me, your story, it really, really epitomizes mental freedom, despite whatever fear we have. When you sit in that place where you know this is what you love and what you do, the other things just seem to either fall in place, and the things that you were afraid of, they just dissipate and disappear. So before
Agreed.
I close, I will ask if you have any closing remarks as a woman who inspires.
I think as a fitness professional, one of my main goals and what I would always like to impart, especially to clients, is that, I mean, there are different ways to empower yourself. Fitness is definitely one of those ways that you can empower yourself. You know, there is mental capacity that you get from simply just being stronger physically. And if I were to, the only, like, one of the biggest things that I would like to impart to women in general, just on the whole, is that if there's ever a time in life where you feel weak mentally, one of the greatest things that you could do for yourself is to start getting stronger physically. Because there is something that happens to you in your mind when you start to accomplish physical goals. And I'm not talking about just vanity. Yeah? I'm not talking about just trying to look sexy or trying to lose weight or anything like that. I'm talking about actually just feeling physically stronger in your own body. There's something that happens to you mentally when that happens, because there's a turbulence that takes place when you finish this really tough workout and you feel so accomplished, and there's a transference of that happens in your brain. And that what happens to you in your mind, that could take you so many places. So that is all I would want to say at this point.
Yes, no, thank you for that message. And I could actually attest to that, because I actually started taking HIIT classes with Kerine, something I never thought I would do, because if you know me, I'm into Zumba, I'm into dancing and just feeling happy. And push-ups is not something I ever thought I would do, let alone a
Right.
plank, let alone an inchworm, or all these are things we do in fitness. But when you finish like a HIIT class, so Kerine teaches a lot of different things. I'm just going to speak to the HIIT class. When you finish that class, even though I might do half a push-up then fall down, you feel so powerful, and that is so true. You feel like you're ready to fight. That is
Yeah,
really the feeling that you have, and you feel that you could
you can
do
take on the world.
so much. Yes,
Yeah.
that is extremely true. So I would say, from dance you get this happy I am me feeling, a euphoric feeling. And I would say from the fitness and stuff that Kerine does, you get a more powerful, I want to say masculine energy, maybe not quite masculine energy, but you get that feeling. And I could completely attest to that. And if you know me, I'm very girly. So,
Yes.
so for me to feel that says a lot.
Yes,
For me to
yes.
feel that says a lot. But thank you so much, Kerine, for contributing such a powerful story to inspire our women to really go after whatever it is they're saying inside, whatever it is inside of them is pushing them to go to that mental freedom and place of fulfillment. So this is Sreshtha Tewari for our Woman Who Inspires series, and I will see you again soon.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, Shrishta.